welcome to Talking Crass. We're back with another episode. Well, I say we're back. I've got an announcement, people. I'm here on my own today. If you listened to the last episode, my pal, my compatriot, the man who holds the whole thing together, didn't heed the advice of my future self, ate a McDonald's apple pie for the crack after the last episode, and he now can't make it. So from now on, it's a solo episode of me just talking. And in my eyes, he was the one with the brains, he was the one with the film knowledge, and he was the one with the witty banter. So, where do we go from here?
You're right, John.
I'm only joking. We heeded the words of advice on that note, and we're back.
We're back into it. The voice, the larynx, it's producing dulcet tones. Teal drums.
Beat. We threw a little question out to our faithful fans.
Are we going to disregard the fact that our future selves still exist somewhere in the universe?
We're just going to disregard that.
We change the future for the better.
I'm going to pretend I dreamt it.
We move on.
It was all a dream sequence.
Did you used to read Word Up magazine or not?
Insert cricket noise.
Terrible.
Beat. I'm going to say it was a sweaty fever dream.
Okay.
The whole podcast and the note and the yellow pages. We move on.
Very good.
Okay, so we put a question out to the fans. I thought that recently you've been having it too easy, Beat.
Have we?
We've been hitting some good ratings on our previous episodes.
Okay, that's good.
I posed the fans a question, Beat.
Yeah.
What is the worst film you have ever seen? I told them what ours was. Mine was probably Nacho Libre.
Alright.
Grim Jim at Twitter messages back saying, "Fuck off, I've seen that film 40 times. It's great." Again, polarising opinions in film. We love it, Beat.
Gotta love it.
What was yours, Beetroot?
Go, we'll read some books. Battle Los Angeles. Is that what it's called?
Battle LA, isn't it? I think it's just
Is
Battle
there a
LA.
film?
I don't know.
Is there a film called Battle?
No. Battle LA is Battle Los Angeles.
Was there meant to be like a battle northeast of England or something like that? It sounds like they were setting that up.
It was just Battle LA, mate.
Anyway, the reason for that is aliens are wee potato men. It's the worst design for an alien I've ever seen. It's a potato with legs. And Aaron Eckhart gives the worst performance I've ever seen. And nothing happens. And it's so boring.
Did they even fire any of the guns?
Maybe I was just really pissed off when I watched it.
Nacho Libre is the only film I've ever walked out of in a cinema.
Go away.
There's a fact for you.
Read some books.
Anyway, we've got some decent shouts. We got Agro the Clown on Twitter. Agro, now follower of the podcast, I think. Enjoys it. He said, National Lampoon's Men in White. Have you seen it, Beat?
I have not.
Me neither.
I think I've only seen one National Lampoon film, and that maybe is it Christmas Holiday or something like that?
I mean, they're all daft, aren't they?
They all are daft. I love Chevy Chase.
Razza, friend of the podcast.
Legend.
He threw in Josh Trank's Fantastic Four.
Absolutely
dreadful. That tickled our pickle a little bit.
Dreadful.
Battlefield Earth. Any of the Jaws sequels.
That's what I get confused with. Battlefield Earth.
Is that different to Battle LA, like?
It is massively. I find that quite an easy target, though. And actually, no. Is it an easy target? Please debate amongst fans.
Right.
It is awful. It's got John Travolta, right? In 9-inch heels, playing an alien with a nose peg on his nose and long dreadlocks.
What?
And it's the most hammy performance I've ever seen in my life.
Mate, I haven't seen it.
Watch a YouTube clip.
I will have to.
It's got the sniper out of Saving Private Ryan.
As in, like, a main role?
As a kind of Neanderthalic hero protagonist.
Right, okay. Beat, we've got a show from Az vs. the World.
He's back.
Top man Az, he's back. He says, any scary movie after the second one.
Right.
I agree with that.
I understand, but is that not an easy target?
Maybe, but you've got that dude who...
Marlon Wayans.
The jokes were getting stupid.
Worse and worse.
In the early ones, they were quite funny. They had a little bit about them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bing's back. He says, the Independence Day sequel. Now that's a good shout. That tickled our fancy as well.
Haven't seen it. Have not seen it. I mean, it's good. the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Goldblum in. Anything you put him in surely is good. But
is it not anything after 1995?
This is a long hiatus.
Because
you're right.
He just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
I'm interested to find out what he's like in Thor Ragnarok.
It should be fun.
I think he's only got a little part. I
place trust in Taika Waititi. He's a great director, I believe. Everybody go watch What We Do in the Shadows. Haven't seen Hunt for the Wilder People yet. Need to get that one off the list.
Yeah.
But apparently it's really good.
So we thought about all of them, Beat, but our boss Bounty Hunt got in fresh and quick. He was the first person to shout,
as ever,
Ghostbusters 2016.
Jesus Christ!
Now we debated this, and Ghostbusters, the original 1984, is one of our favourite films of all time.
Can I make a quick point, John?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that just annoying you already?
I think so, because
right. You know when you say it's a different movie. That does nothing to your original. It makes it no worse.
Mm-hmm.
I agree in most circumstances, until they name the same title of the film as the previous one you love. So you go out with someone and you're like, do you like Ghostbusters? And I'm like, yeah, I love Ghostbusters. How about you? I love it. Melissa McCarthy was funny as out.
How is that allowed?
I'm like, what?
How is that allowed? I'm sure that. How can they do that? Why can they not just add a little bit of, I don't know,
Ghostbusters, Revenge of the Ghost,
the new spoon or something like that? I don't know,
there's enough dumb titles in film.
Anyway, so now when you talk about Ghostbusters, it's like
you've got to preface the fact. You've got to put 1984 in the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
What a nightmare!
Exactly. Right. Anyway, but
I was talking about Death Note as well.
We hadn't seen this film, and I think we owed it to ourselves to see it because we are massive Ghostbusters fans. We loved Ghostbusters 2. That got mixed reviews. First one's better. Thoroughly enjoyed the second one as well.
Mixed reviews?
Did I?
No,
yeah.
I haven't seen Ghostbusters 2 in a while.
It's what made Bill Murray not want to do another Ghostbusters.
Wow. I mean,
there you go.
The thing is... and
we'll get back to that one because apparently he has done another Ghostbusters.
You can kind of, as a rule of thumb, tell how much you like a film when you last watched it, which isn't really good because we haven't watched Back to the Future in like 10 years. But I haven't watched Ghostbusters 2 in a long time, and I think I've watched Ghostbusters a lot more times than I have the second one.
Yeah.
So, take that from what you want.
We were meant to podcast last night straight after the film, but we were that pissed off, we had to watch the new one again.
Right.
And, sorry, the old one...
See? It's got you already, John.
It's already, mate. We watched the old one we had to restore sanity.
Let's go.
We're not going to go into speaking about the film yet. And when we were going to introduce the old one and compare it, but I think it's unfair to do so.
Yes.
I think it's unfair to do so we're not going to mention the old one in this podcast.
Okay.
But in future, we might do the old film.
We have to.
So
it's amazing.
The podcast's going to follow the usual routine. We're going to go with not necessarily top 5.
Bingo.
Then we're going to go into my trivia.
Let her go.
And then we're going to go into beat points.
You ready?
And finish off with ratings and some fan questions.
Oh, baby.
We're also going to try and make it pretty quick because I think our heads will explode if we talk about this film for more than half an hour.
Very much so.
So, Beat, we'll go straight into top 5s.
Let her go.
And of course, in true Talking Crass and Ghostbusters style, Beat, the top 5 this week is top 5 boiler suits in film.
So last week it was fashion based. This week it's fashion based.
It's fashion based again. I didn't even think about that.
Fashion based every week.
It's a fashion podcast, Beat.
It's a fascist podcast, John.
It's a fashion podcast, Beat.
All right.
Right. So obviously they wear boiler suits for their main get-ups when they're fighting ghosts.
Main get-ups? Whoa! I didn't get that rule when I was researching for this.
Oh, have you just picked like random shots of the film when they're in boiler suits?
Okay. Iconic. What if you remembered? If you drew a character from the film, you would draw them with this boiler suit. That is the rule.
I've got an iconic one to start, Beat.
Yes.
The Rock in the new Fast and Furious film that I don't know the title of.
Haven't seen it.
When he's in the orange boiler suit.
So
and I've just got this off the adverts.
Let me get this straight.
He goes to jail. I think.
Fit the Rock into a boiler suit.
Apparently so.
All right then.
He's in jail, mate. He's in jail. I think.
You know what? I'd say I'm sorry to spoil Fast and Furious, but I really don't give a shit.
If you want to listen to a good podcast and you want to watch a good film, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh crap!
The greatest one of the franchise.
But you can't spoil the story.
Bosk's favourite, might I add?
Is it?
I think so.
Is it really?
No, he hammered it.
Oh no!
It's tongue in cheek. Anyway, so I'll start with the Rock, Beat. Go on, hit us up with one.
I'm going aliens. Simple as. I think mixing every list.
Ripley.
Every list we do, aliens is in. It's got fever dreams.
Is the only
weird fashion.
Is the only Ripley beat in her boiler suit?
Literally, yes. Where did she get it from?
It's cool. It's like a bit of a...
Sorry, in the first film.
Is it a boiler suit?
It's
or
an
is it
alien
one of them,
as well?
Is it a boiler suit or is it one of them like onesie things?
What's
it called?
What's a boiler suit? That is a onesie, isn't it?
We'll call it boiler suit.
A flight suit.
It's something different to
I think it's
boiler
model.
suit.
I think it's modelled off the first
boiler
film.
suits are thin. They're like a thin like material.
Yeah.
That's got like padding and shit.
Remember, she takes it down and has it tied around her waist,
Right,
and then
okay.
she has the white tank top above.
Right,
She's
okay.
like the badass fucking animal she is. I'll take over for the second one, or the third. Top Gun.
Top Gun, great
So
shout.
technically, these are. Is
that when they're not naked playing volleyball?
Correct. Same kind of thing as Ripley. These are zero gravity. Sorry, not zero gravity.
Zero gravity suits.
G
in Top
suits. These are G suits
All right.
used for Gs, which I think have.
Gun. Is that just a fancy name for a boiler suit?
I think so, but they have elastic in the padding, which kind of ties your
Right.
chest in and keeps it compact.
All right.
Because you've got to do these things called hiccups or something, or burps, to keep your blood from going to your brain, which stops you from
Really?
passing out. So something to do like that. I don't think it's a boiler suit, but I always dance the line with whatever the actual not necessarily top 5 is anyway.
I like
There
it,
you
mate.
go.
I'm going with that one. You know what? I found a running theme.
Yes.
Villains normally wear boiler suits,
Right.
especially in horror films.
Right, so you've got my one. Third one.
Jason, Halloween.
Oh, not me. I picked someone else. That's a very good point, because my last point...
I hope you've got a different one to my last one, but I don't think you have.
No.
Is it an iconic villain?
Very iconic, eh?
Does he wear a mask? At some point.
At some point he
yeah,
does.
you've got the same as me. Anyway, beats Jason, Halloween. What do you think of that one?
So all villains wear jumpsuits and masks.
All villains wear jumpsuits and masks.
Very
boiler
good
suits.
ones.
It's a boiler suit,
It's got to
not
be
a
a boiler
jumpsuit.
suit, not a G suit.
This is quite These two that we're going to mention now are boiler suits.
So what's interesting about this, if I can put a little thing into it, you understand how grotesque Jason looks behind the mask, and it's really interesting that it's hidden behind the mask so you can't see, so your mind is racing what's behind there. It can only make up something worse than it can actually make in prosthetics. It's kind of pseudo same works for the boiler suit. You can't see his grotesquely deformed body behind this. It's like a huge frame, but you can only guess it's got like green pinballs and shit all over. It hides to the viewer's imagination what that looks like, which is a very interesting way of doing things.
It's goddamn comfortable to wear a boiler suit.
That's also
when you're having to
it's cheap.
when you're having to vault over fences and hedges, it's going to be comfortable.
Excellent.
You can get down low, you can get up high. Beat hits with your last one, same as mine, I think.
Clarice.
Oh, lima beans and a nice candy.
Alright, so we got Hannibal Lecter, the goddamn best.
He's the king of boiler suits.
He is the king of boiler suits. He's never out of one until he rips that guy's face off.
Doesn't he wear a suit and a hat?
Oh, he does it
One point in
right at
film.
the end. I'm
I know.
having him for dinner.
Right, okay. Anyway, that wraps up top 5 boiler suits in films.
Bing bang
If we've missed any,
bosh.
hit us up with some.
You love it.
But we'll go straight into true or false trivia.
Goddamn.
Again, I'll apologise now because there wasn't that much trivia for this film. There was a lot of trivia, right?
Modern?
But not interesting trivia.
It's a modern film?
Maybe that's why.
Is that a common problem with modern films? Have we done a modern film?
I
Wonder
think-
Woman? Wonder Woman had buttloads.
This one didn't. It had a load, but all boring.
Right.
So I've
Is-
tried to pick through some that's pretty interesting.
Isn't that a coincidence?
So Beat, first true or false trivia. As always, people, I'm going to hit Beat with some trivia. He's got to spot the red herons. Let's see how he does. Number 1. If you hate this film, you are misogynistic and hate all feminists and feminist movements.
What? Oh, true.
That's false. Why would that be true? That was a fucking joke, Beat.
I didn't hear it properly.
What? Do you want us to say it again, Beat?
How is that true or false trivia?
It was a joke, Pete.
Oh,
to start the
right.
podcast. If you hate this film, you are misogynistic and hate all feminists and feminist
Oh,
movements.
that is true. 100%.
No, but it's false.
No, I know, but it's true.
A lot of people think if you don't like this film, you hate women, you hate the movement.
I can't stop being sarcastic now.
I know, Christ.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Can we just get it here now? Beat, if you hate this film, you're against all women. How does that feel?
Right. No.
No, we looked at this. We viewed it with open arms and eyes,
Yes.
and we wanted it to be good. Did it bother
Why
you?
wouldn't you want it to
Did
be
it
good?
bother you being a female CRASSpy? Did that bother you or not?
It wasn't the fact that it was female, it was the fact of the females they got.
Right. Okay.
Alright?
Yeah. We'll obviously get more into it as we go.
Yes, we will.
Right, Beat. I'll hit you with the second bit of trivia. During the 1990s, Dan Aykroyd's concept for a third Ghostbusters film revolved around the Ghostbusters travelling to an alternate, hellish version of New York City. Columbia Pictures balked at the proposed $150 million budget. Ultimately, Ghostbusters 2016 ended up with a $144 million budget, although inflation means it cost less than Aykroyd's proposed sequel. True or false?
Sounds true to me.
It's true, Beat.
Right.
Again, running theme. I haven't got high hopes for this true or false trivia.
Well, quick point. The third Ghostbusters is really seen by a lot of the fans as the video game. It's all voice acted by all characters. Was Ramis dead by then? No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. I've heard that. I think I mentioned this here.
So I think that's the definitive third film in the franchise.
Director Paul Feig asked Kate McKinnon to channel her inner obnoxious 14-year-old girl for her role as Holtzman. He wanted her to portray a character that would be zany but annoying.
I mean, that's false because they wouldn't say that. But you bang on in that false assumption.
But it's false.
Yes, I've nailed that.
You know what? Come to think of it, it's been on my mind. I think she was probably the best thing about the film.
Who?
And you hate her.
Who? Holtzman.
Holtzman.
Insert stereotypical last
Anyway,
Jewish name.
We'll get on with it.
Jungle John.
B. The Ghost Slimer got his name in the cartoon series The Real Ghostbusters.
True.
At least let us finish. His name is not spoken in any of the movies, but appears in the credits of Ghostbusters 2.
Alice.
You're right.
Right.
So he's never mentioned he's never called
Have
Slimer.
Have you seen that or not?
No, is it good?
No. No, man, I haven't seen it either.
I think I have seen it when I was
I've
a kid.
seen it, like, I haven't watched it, but I've seen it, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's got the voices. I doubt Bill Murray would lend his hand because he's too busy doing cocaine.
Bill fucking Murray.
Bill fucking Murray. If he was involved, I'll watch it now.
Right.
The man, the myth, the legend.
B. This is the first Ghostbusters film to receive a PG-13 rating.
Name a funnier man than Bill Murray. Ever to exist. Name a funnier person than Bill Murray.
Zach Galifianakis.
Nowhere near.
Right, okay. No, I can't think of one.
Absolutely nowhere near.
I can't think of one. And I tell you what, that was an awful show by me because I think he's obnoxious.
He is.
Anyway.
I like him, bud. Get back onto it.
Jez out of Peep Show.
Bingo.
Or Mark.
Mark or Jez. Pretty funny.
Mark or Jez out of Peep Show. What about that?
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Nah. But I love it. I love that.
So, Pete, what do you think? Is that true or false?
I didn't even hear the question. I was too annoyed at...
The first Ghostbusters film to receive a PG-13 rating. Was this 13? Or was it 15?
Nowadays. Don't have any swear words in. It's 13.
It's 13. Do you think that affected it?
No, it made more money. Lower the rating,
Did it
higher
affect
the
the class
audience.
of the film, though?
Oh, of course.
It did.
I know it's a bit...
I wish...
Toilet humour. No, sorry. You know how you swear? Swearing's quite a cheap way of getting a laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it also makes things a bit more adult. You know what I mean? It makes jokes a bit more funnier.
That's fair.
I know it can be cheap, but used properly, it can be better. Do you
think that nowadays no studio wants to produce a 15 film?
Of course.
Because of money.
Yes.
And do you think that affects it?
Yes.
I was over the moon to see Deadpool do so well.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like a beacon in the darkness of corporate hell.
We recently saw a film as well, which was a 15.
I dislike when films
I
have to
remember.
pander to suits because they hit the demographic. Are they all devils? Are these real? I mean, I'm not a religious person, right?
There's a lot of directors with their hands tied. To be fair, have you
What?
seen Paul Feig? Do you know he always wears a suit and tie on set?
Right.
and like proper dapper gear.
Right.
Like he never gets out of a suit. He's never seen without a suit and tie on. Like
That's cool.
in the meta tags, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna compare Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings,
Oh my God.
to Paul Feig. This episode is so shit because of how much we hated this film.
And
Oh
we're
Christ!
trying to fill outside of the time we have to speak about
The
points.
cat is out the bag, people.
I
We
know.
haven't even revealed the ratings yet.
Shocking.
Okay, Pete. This is a long one.
True. If it's long, it's true.
The studio
Live by them lines, by the way, people.
The studio had long wanted to make Ghostbusters 3 for many years. When Dan Aykroyd was asked many times about the third film, his answer was always yes, on the condition that all the principal Ghostbusters from 1984 came back, including Ivan Reitman, who directed the first two films. The only main problem, according to the main players, was Bill Murray himself, who showed a lack of interest in reprising the role of Peter Venkman. However, the cast did reprise their roles in the 2009 video game, which is unofficially considered the third film that takes place 2 years after the events of Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, boy.
According to Reitman, when he met Murray in 2011, Murray already had shown a loss of interest when the subject was brought up, although there was no script at the time. It is.
Right.
The passing of Harold Ramis in early 2014 was the final straw. And after that, Reitman announced that he didn't want to direct it, resulting in the Ghostbusters 3 being canned.
True.
Work that one out. Right, so to sum up, Bill Murray was the problem.
Bingo.
There you go.
So I love him, but he fucked us there, didn't he?
He,
Sorry.
Yep.
I mean, Ramis was the problem, really. I mean, if Ramis dies, you don't make another film, do you?
That's it, mate.
I wouldn't make another film ever. It's gonna happen because it's
Do you
too
think
much of a
they'll
marketable.
reboot the reboot?
Yes. I mean, they'll reboot everything until people really don't want to see it. Until they make enough money to make people so bitter about a franchise that they won't turn into seeds. That's when they stop making films.
Yeah.
They'll keep on making Spider-Man films forever. Even if they're shit, completely, because everyone loves Spider-Man.
Would we always go and see a Spider-Man film?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you're right.
You understand what I mean?
You're totally right. Last but not least, $70 million was spent on marketing for this film.
70.
There was a 144 million budget and 70 million of it went
So
on
it's commonly half
marketing.
of what your full budget is.
Aye. So
That is
70 million
incredible.
was spent on marketing.
Ridiculous.
True or false?
True.
True.
How many have I got right here? Right.
You got the first one wrong
Aww.
about being misogynistic
Aww.
and hating all feminists.
Brilliant.
Anyway, that kind of wraps it up for
Brilliant.
True or False Trivia,
Fantastic.
which gives us opportunity to start talking about the film. To start off, Beat, what were your thoughts going into watching this?
When will it end?
When will it end?
Before I'd even seen it now.
Were you not?
I'd rather watch Battle earlier.
There was one point after about 20 minutes of this film where I looked over at you and you looked the angriest I've ever seen you, Beat.
I wasn't
Do
angry.
you care to like?
Did I look angry or was
yeah,
I just broken?
More anger. There was more real anger in your eyes, like
Just true disappointment.
true disappointment, mate.
Well, with them words said, why does man whose job it is to memorise the layout of a haunted house run into ghost trap of open door to basement?
Before that Beat, even before that point, I've got in. The best part of this film was the guy at the start.
I actually enjoyed the whole first
The best
kind of
jokes,
setup.
the best jokes in the film were the two that he throws out.
What the house was built to keep the Irish out. That actually cracked us up.
What was this
And I-
room? This room was built to keep the Irish out.
I was scared for
Me
the
and you started
podcast.
laughing.
I was scared for the podcast that I was going to actually like the film.
And then what he said, and then the next one is where she got the first ID and slave elephant. And I was like,
That's not bad.
good couple of jokes, not
And
bad
then
at all. Like,
The whole thing's kind of practical. There's candles falling off. It's not a CGI candle.
I thought it was pretty cool how
I enjoyed-
he'd done that.
He'd set that
set
up.
it up to
I was thinking,
happen.
why didn't he pick the candle up?
Yeah, yeah.
It would obviously reveal the trap underneath.
But then the stupidity started, and he ran into the room that the shit was going down. Huh?
I thought it was quite. I enjoyed the layout of the The set,
I kind of like the woman. I like the way she
the
looks.
design. I like the way
I like-
they use lights on
The ghosts look pretty cool.
maybe.
Would you give her that or not?
No, that
Would you
first
not?
ghost, the first kind of time you see the blue light. The thing I enjoyed about it was, you know what that effect on lightsabers when they have like a big blue light on the face of the user?
Yeah.
It's practical light, and then they have the CGI lightsaber in. That was like, they had that blue light emitting onto the faces of the actors, which I enjoyed. It kind of broke the illusion. Covered up the illusion. But once you got close up to it, it just looked like a fucking CGI mess.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Okay.
So, this house, we'll get first parts of the film. We're a tour guide on this old haunted house, and this lass got locked up in the basement, and it turns out it's a real haunted house. And the
Can I ask you
scientist,
something, babe?
aye,
How does he survive that?
um,
Because in the next scene, isn't he totally
he's
fine?
perfectly fine.
And over the other end of the road.
I assume the ghost took over his body, and that was because it warns them not to go into the house.
No, that was just him.
No way.
That was just a normal guy.
What?
I think that's the first plot hole of many.
Maybe.
And because
I wasn't paying attention now.
would you have thought of the film more if he died there and then?
No, not really.
You can't.
Didn't really
You can't
care.
die in a PG film, can you?
No, no one can.
Anyway, what have you got?
Just Charles Dance in full capital letters, like a shot of happiness came up as when the man, the myth, legend Tywin Lannister
I've
came
got
onto
Tywin.
screen.
I've got Tywin get in. Before that, I've also got the Ghostbusters theme. Yes.
Right, so I've got
Early doors, the Ghostbusters
I've got
theme
a
was
s-
banged out.
I've
now.
got a sneaky suspicion, right? They got that much backlash
They've had to
off the
throw it in.
trailer. They had to put it in.
Do you reckon?
Aye.
Boom, I like that.
Um,
Because obviously, as the film goes on, we see that's the only time the Ghostbusters theme is actually played.
the proper one.
The original.
We're introduced to Gilbert, Dr. Gilbert. Any ideas? I don't really know the names.
I watched this yesterday. Couldn't tell you who Gilbert was.
I don't even know what the actor is.
Dr. Gilbert.
The main one.
What?
Venkman, really, but I don't even know.
Gilbert
his
Melissa
first-
McCarthy.
No,
Is that Gilbert?
not Melissa McCarthy, not the blonde one, not the black one.
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
Right.
Is she called Dr. Gilbert?
I don't know.
So, due to it being insinuated that it is first to believe. What have I written down? Due to the film insinuating that this is the first time anyone has believed in ghosts, in reference to
Yeah.
Gilbert's book,
Mhm.
it cannot be a continuation of the original films
Right.
because that would obviously be widespread news.
They just chucked it. They chucked that.
Fully chucked it,
Yeah. They
right?
chucked the originals. That didn't happen.
So
Total reboot.
brilliant. So what's the chances a spray paints the original Ghostbusters image, and then they take that as a logo, and then the lead
Is that
villain?
not later on?
It is. But
I
I'm
mean,
just
we're all
getting
over the
annoyed.
shop here, people. This is just points that we didn't like about the film.
So
Have I got right?
right,
This. Sorry,
Jesus Christ, John.
slammed
what's
the table in
What's
in
the
anger.
table?
Is it not too early for queef jokes?
Whoa, we're moving ahead here, John.
Have you got that? Have you made that point as
Hold
well?
the fuck up, right?
Okay, sorry.
So Gilbert realizes her book's been published.
Yeah.
This psycho dude comes. He's like, "Me house is haunted.
Yes.
I need help because it's the last resort."
Mhm.
And then we realise it's been published by Melissa McCarthy. I haven't even written down her real name.
So who wrote
It's probably
it?
a Jewish
Did they-
stereotype.
Did they write it together?
I'm going to make a name up for her. Suman. Or
Suman.
Seitzman.
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 It's a Seitzman. What does
Seitzman.
Seitzman do?
I don't like Melissa McCarthy already. First time we see her, she has a dumb helmet on.
Look, Melissa.
Apparently that's a joke.
Melissa McCarthy's Melissa McCarthy, mate.
You either
In,
love or hate her.
in every film.
Right.
She's very much slapstick.
Big point.
I liked her in. I think I have liked her in previous films.
What film have I liked her in? I haven't
Have you seen
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids?
No.
That's a chick flick, but it's alright.
Right.
Is it bad saying
Is that a chick flick?
Yeah, very much
What's
so.
a chick flick? Is a chick flick got to be romantic, or is a chick flick flick because it's got women as actors
I'd
in?
say it's a romantic film.
No, it isn't.
Any romantic
it's
film.
It's just a comedy. It's like The Hangover with women in, isn't it?
Oh, are we at the point now where I can't call a film a chick flick?
I don't know what.
Is it offensive? Is it offensive to call a film a chick flick?
I don't know anymore.
Moving on, beat.
No. So where was it? I was getting a point. Right. Here's the point. Comedy is subjective,
Mhm.
but, and there's a big but here, right? I fucking hate Melissa McCarthy, right? So, I mean, I don't want to get on it if you find it funny, but I don't. Alright?
Aye.
So first joke in the film, really, following the good jokes of keeping the Irish out,
Yeah.
is Melissa McCarthy with a big helmet on. Like, that's the standard of a joke.
So Melissa McCarthy's helmet beat.
Just what a helmet. You've nailed that. She is a helmet.
And then do we get the first Chinese joke of the film?
Of the film, the 15
when
in the
Benny
film.
Benny comes in.
You know that guy's name?
I remember Benny's character.
It's because he's male and you only identify with male
Yes.
male leads in film.
Of course, mate. That's exactly the reason. That was the
Sarcasm.
first.
Do I need to, right, in case we've got some crazy feminists watching or listening, do we need to like say every time we're being sarcastic or not?
Yes, we do.
I'll just
We're gonna get fucking hauled over the coals.
Well, I think if we made this by the time it came out, people would have been searching for reviews.
I'm quite worried talking about this film.
It's like a minefield.
It is a
we are in
a
social justice minefield.
That's what we're in, mate.
Guess what? So women can be as creative or intelligent as men.
Of course. First Chinese joke was in
Cut
there.
Cut that out.
No, it's going in. Staying in.
John,
I'm bringing you down with us.
John, I'm in a minefield.
I'm bringing you down with us,
I've
mate.
just stepped on one. I need to find some sort of leverage way.
Right, okay. Moving on. There's going to be a lot of awkward moving ons in this.
Know. So, Melissa McCarthy wears a helmet. That's a joke, apparently. Well done, Paul Feig. Nice suit. We're introduced to Blondie. Kate McKinnon.
We're getting some real momentum now.
Kate McKinnon.
10-minute podcast.
Kate McKinnon's the worst thing about the film.
Right. I can't
ever seen.
This is going to sound really bad.
I fucking
no one's ever started a comment when it's been good and said it's going to be really bad.
Right.
I really like. Did I really like her?
You liked her?
I thought she was probably the most interesting character out of them.
Jesus
but
Christ.
I don't know whether that's because I want to have sex with her.
Wow.
Can I say that?
You've just got into two minds with both feet.
I thought she was interesting the way at least she tried to
imagine,
make,
listeners.
at least she tried to make her character.
Listeners, imagine we're in the final stages of Bad Boys 2 when they're in that minefield and John is Johnny Tapia.
Look, it's called Talking Crass for a reason.
Okay.
Anyway,
basically,
regardless of her being probably the best looking out of the group,
right?
I think she tried with her performance where the others looked like they were reading from a bloody script.
Right.
Now she might have hammed it up a little bit.
Yes. Oh, I agree with you in the fact that I believe
mean?
a lot of the jokes from her was ad-libbed, improvised, but that don't make them good.
No.
Right. So, second piece of toilet humour in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I've classed queef under toilet humour. Take it away.
I know you want to go with female class, right?
Right.
That's the route they've gone down.
Yes.
They've got to realise that Ghostbusters
Yes.
is a massive franchise.
Yes.
That both men and women enjoy.
Absolutely.
Is it too early to put queef jokes in?
Well, I'm just thinking of it as a fart joke. And a fart joke in a Ghostbusters movie is like...
no, but Pete, they said...
mass murder.
She put her head into that machine, it farted, right?
Right, no, wait, was it not Kate McKinnon farting in front of her?
I giggled, no, it was a machine that had a fart noise, I think.
You're joking me.
And then they were like, oh, you're the first person who's fell for that. Because she's like, come and have a listen to this, and it just goes... and then into her face.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Right, but I kind of sniggered a little bit, because that's the type of guy I am.
Right.
And then they went, it was the front end, not the back.
Right.
And I was like... So this is how the film's going, is it?
Right.
So straight away that alienated me from a fart joke, which sometimes I enjoy.
Oh, you can't be alienated by that, man.
Okay, anyway.
Terrible. All I'm saying is, it's a fart joke.
Right.
Even though it's a queef joke, it's labelled for me under a fart joke.
Okay.
A fart joke in a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah. Where all intelligence is gone.
Q Boss hyperlinking us to Ghostbusters 1 fart joke.
There's definitely going to be a fart joke in...
Well, Slimer,
burps a lot.
Burps, I guess, aye.
And farts. Does he fart as well? I hope
Maybe.
you're wrong. I hope you're totally wrong.
I mean, that's a second film, isn't it, Slimer?
I don't know. Come on, let's go.
Right. So, the girls go to the house.
Mhm.
They just say we're Ghostbusters now.
I've made a point. Why is she eating Pringles?
That sweet green cash.
Is that just product
They
placement
have
straight
to
away?
do it. I really past the point of caring
Kate
when films do
McKinnon's
it.
character was just eating salty Pringles.
There are certain ways you can do it, but she was like holding it with the perfect logos like in front of her, and then she made a comment about it as well. Like, just let it go.
If you're turning out to go and try and catch a ghost, it's pretty awkward carrying a tub of Pringles out.
Very much so.
Now, the travel size ones I think you can get away with, but a full can of Pringles, a tube of Pringles out,
the travel size.
you could probably get away. I would probably let that slide
Is
out.
that a metaphor?
I don't know.
Terrible. What was I going to get at?
And
You
I've
know what
just-
would be quite funny
I've
if they
got
captured the ghost in the Pringle can. Make it that way.
Right, that's right, fair enough.
What's that called? The little. Oh, they've all got names.
So if you're gonna get put product placement in a film, make a joke about it.
I guess. Or maybe at least give it reason for being there, other than she's just eating
I don't
Pringles.
know why, but I've got written down A-Beat. How fucking uncool is this film? I don't know why I've got that point
Right.
written down.
So we obviously just knew what we're in for in the first 10 minutes. So that the gang go to the house.
Mhm.
It's haunted. Cue shitty puke joke, which is as good as toilet humour for me.
Mhm.
She gets spewed on. And then they're like, well, it's ghosts. Don't they film the whole thing? The entire encounter?
Yes,
Next
they've
point.
got a film. They put
Why-
on YouTube. They
why-
keep uploading things to YouTube.
Why did Melissa McCarthy only upload the footage that made it look like Gilbert was crazy? Ghosts are real, ghosts are real. Why not upload the actual ghost? Wait, wait, no, there's a... And Charles Dancer's like, get the fuck out of my establishment now. Simple
it.
as that.
You're sacked, and that was the end of Charles Dance.
I don't like Gilbert's motivation of wanting to just make it as a respectable doctor.
And totally
Disregard
the book.
any sort of ghost activity in achieving a better career.
Mm.
Why not just pursue what you do?
Or even just have it on the side. But
Yes.
she didn't want people to think she was crazy.
Exactly, but I don't like that.
But was Harold Ramis bothered about people thinking he was crazy when he was...
No, he's a total
catching
fucking
ghosts?
dweeb, I love him.
Do you know what I mean? There you go.
Oh, here's a good point. All characters exhibit similar character traits. In the previous film, alright, we said we weren't going to compare to Ghostbusters, but it's called Ghostbusters.
We will compare it slightly.
Each one is quite defined in their role.
Mm-hmm.
Black guy's black, white guy's white.
What?
Sarcasm, people.
Okay.
Sarcasm.
I think the point you're trying to get at, B, is...
Venkman, different person.
characters were different people. In this, who was the intelligent one? Who was the slapstick
They're
one?
all-
Who was the...
They're all kind of the comedian. They're all kind of the scientist. They're all kind of the engineer. You understand what I'm talking about? They all exhibit all three traits from... They're all kind... Well,
There's no serious guy.
there's no... That's a point later in the...
I say guy because everyone's called guys now.
Yes.
Not a guy and man.
Well, when you see a guy, it's like saying dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like Bart
That's what- I'm
says
not saying
dude
like
to any...
Yeah. I don't know. We've got
to preface that.
got to preface that. The black lass.
Yes.
What? She's off Comedy Central, I think. What's she called?
Comedy Central?
That's how she became famous. She went and did stand up.
I think this is all off SNL, you know, Saturday Night Live.
I think she did stand up anyway.
She looks, by the way, can I quickly say something? If you ever need to cast Aretha Franklin, right?
Mhm.
She is actually the same person.
Do you reckon?
Literally, I'll bring a photo up. Leslie Jones.
She got a
Cast her as Aretha Franklin now. It's scary.
She got a lot of stick
Yes.
because people thought she was portrayed as just a generic black character from the Bronx,
Right.
rather than trying to get out the mould. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That got a lot of stick, and that's what got Paul Feig banned off Twitter.
Really?
For absolutely rinsing everyone. I think something happened on Twitter. He might not have been banned. I might be making that up.
Right.
But he started sticking up for the cast members because she got a lot of abuse.
Am I going to start
And she,
defending this film?
and she started the last
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones, good lad. You've got us back in the game. There.
Yeah.
She started just giving everyone abuse on Twitter who was abusing her.
Hellish.
She just went back at them.
I'm out of the mood.
Because
about
they're all
that.
saying, look, another generic performance like that, a lass from the Bronx, do something different.
Oh, she's meant to be really intelligent. Why is she not the intelligent
Yes.
one? Right.
So she was like, can a normal person not be a Ghostbuster?
Yes.
And I get that totally.
All right.
My favourite guy out of the last Ghostbusters was the black guy who just turned up and he was like,
just turned
I
up.
need a job.
What a legend.
No one else was came. You're employed.
American
Funny,
Joe.
good crack.
What a hero. So, I don't know how I've got this point down, but I can't remember the film, who is the evil guy? And what is his motivation? So this is the introduction of Leslie Jones' character.
Do you know what the evil guy's called?
No idea. Evil man, I've called him.
Have I got it written down here? I don't know.
So, Leslie Jones is trying to talk to people in the subway.
Yeah.
And this psycho walks up to her.
Mm-hmm.
What's the chances that they meet? That he's the main lead antagonist, and they meet Leslie Jones there.
Why does she leave the booth to go and chase down the ghost?
Does she leave the booth knowing there's trains on that track?
Yeah.
Isn't that just crazy?
What's the ghost design?
That's the word. How bad does that ghost look? The electric ghost. So she chases a weird guy down on the tracks. He's planted some sort of device to get this electric ghost out.
Right.
And it's just awful CGI mess.
Did the device plotline ever get explained?
What that was for?
Yeah.
I guess that was a mini prototype of what the end large version was.
Right, okay.
No idea. Moving on. So
have we missed the bit where it was one of my favourite jokes of the film?
What's that?
When that guy was just flipping the bird for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, yes.
Different ways.
So the move on. So they agree to hunt ghosts.
Yeah, and they go and try and get out of the. Melissa McCarthy works at a college.
Yes.
So they go and see the dean to try and get out of the college.
Yes, but the college is like a mess.
Something like that.
It's like a nobody.
And the dean's like flipping the bird for a minute and a half.
And that was it. You were laughing at that.
I thought for the first 10 seconds, I thought it was pretty funny.
Are you saying the only people
when
who
he
make you
like
laugh in this film are men, John?
No, mate. No, I'm not saying that at all. Moving on.
So next point is proton packs are used willy-nilly. Don't cross the beams. So I've somehow jumped from being kicked out of the house or the buy a new house above a Chinese theatre or something, or Chinese.
Cue second Chinese joke in the
So
film.
they keep on making this wonton joke.
Soup.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Moving on. They make proton packs instantly and get them into the film. Yeah, Holtzman can do anything. Get one up, yeah.
Holtzman's like an absolute genius.
She is. Was that acceptable in the first film when Ramis made them all?
But he was
he
was a legit genius.
Yeah,
though.
and he didn't exhibit any other.
And it wasn't
of,
like he didn't make a million machines. He made what he needed to make.
And he was very awkward.
Proton packs, something to catch up with, and something to like keep the ghosts in.
Yes,
that's what he made.
Very socially awkward.
Not handguns, shotguns, a boxing glove. 25 proton packs.
That's just suits.
150 different ways to catch a ghost.
We need to sell Ghostbuster guns. We need to sell Ghostbuster Hulk hands.
Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, obviously this isn't established in this universe that proton packs, if crossed, will create a nuclear reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think your fans are asking questions of, isn't that going to cause a nuclear reaction? Why just discard that interesting plot point? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you play with that?
I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
Holtzman is the most obnoxious, unfunny human being on this earth.
Really?
That's quite a statement by me.
Kate McKinnon's portrayal of Holtzman.
You can tell how angry it was.
You know what the difference is, though?
Yes.
We know her name.
It's definitive.
We know her name.
That's exactly right.
We don't know the other names.
Steinsman.
Slotsman.
Heinberg. Heinman.
I don't know, but there you go. See, I didn't think she was that bad.
Well, you always remember either someone people stand out because you either like them or don't like them.
She stood out
Everyone
for me.
else was
I
meh.
thought she was. I like the portrayal of the character being crazy.
I didn't. I fucking hated her.
But she wasn't. She shouldn't have been the intelligent one. She should have been the stupid, crazy one.
She should have had a more definitive role as the awkward scientist.
Make Christina Wig. Is it
Kristen?
Is it Catherine Wig?
I don't know Kristen Wig.
Is it Kristen?
It's Kristen.
Kristen Wig.
Yes.
Obviously, we get battered on this podcast. We never know characters' names.
Right.
But we'll move on from that.
It's a real problem.
She could have probably played the intelligent one pretty well.
Be my guest.
Moving on.
Why release the ghost with the capture in their own headquarters? This idea was made up by a scientist.
I think you've skipped loads here.
I didn't care. I've given up caring.
This is going to be all hands on deck now.
Can
I just go back to me?
Bill Murray has a cameo. They find a big...
Is that the worst portrayal you've ever seen Bill Murray act?
Yes.
Have
I ever seen
was that all
act
about?
Worse? He looked so disinterested.
He looked so old and downtrodden.
He even give a better performance when
Why
he was
would he
that zombie
Why would he refuse?
in Zombieland.
Why would he refuse to do another Ghostbusters then?
Yes,
Accept to go into this?
because Dan
I'm going to say
Aykroyd.
it's 2017
Because Dan Aykroyd did it and Sigourney Weaver.
and he needed money. They must have offered him a fortune to make a little cameo have. They must have.
If there's one thing you can tempt Bill Murray with, it
You've
is
skipped
money,
over, by
like-
the way, as well, which I think we need to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you think of Chris Hemsworth's performance in it?
All right.
I thought he was alright. I thought he was quite funny.
I just don't think the
He
material
provided us
was-
with my favourite joke of the film.
What's that?
When they were
Ghostbuster
like-
logo with tits.
They were like, look, part of you getting the job, you had to provide us with a logo. Against, how do you think about this one? And it's just a ghost, like shit he done on paint with tits.
That's pretty funny.
But is that a joke aimed at men? Or is that a joke aimed at women?
I think it's a joke meant to tie both together.
Well, it made me laugh, mate. That's all I'm saying.
It did make
Think
me
of
laugh
it.
as well.
Think of as what you will there, but when it came on screen, I did take a
Highly
little
crude. As crude as a queef joke, but you only laughed at it because it's a man.
beat. Will you stop putting us in these situations, please?
So, right. Where are we at? So they released the Ghost, the capture, earlier on at a rock concert, which is a dragon.
We're going to skip the rock
Can
concert
we
bit
not
over.
keep... Can we not
Screw that,
keep
I'm
ghost
sick.
designs to kind of semi-humanoid and not just a weird dragon that looks like it's out of a completely different film? Did you get that vibe?
Yes,
I
yeah,
felt
yeah.
I was watching He-Man
I
or
get you.
something, or like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World or some shit.
The thing is,
Like that was a guitar.
why would you
version.
release that ghost in that little room? These are meant to be scientists.
Unbelievable.
So stupid.
She cares that much about her.
You fucking killed Bill Murray. They killed Bill Murray, by the way.
I
He
know.
died. He died
Well,
there.
he wanted to die, didn't he?
Oh,
Maybe
fair
that's
enough.
why he came back. He was saying something.
I've got written down like, why do you need all these weapons?
CGI fuckfest. Moving right on, by the way. Evil guy succeeds, takes over.
We're flying through this now.
Evil guy succeeds, takes over Melissa McCarthy's body. Cue 10 more unfunny jokes. Twisting heads. Devil Christ compels you. Goes into the body of Chris Hemsworth.
Mhm.
He takes off on a bike. He does a wheelie because that's funny.
It's cool, isn't it?
Cue the end act.
With them being, can you tell we're not very interested in doing this, Philip?
Right.
We're giving up. It absolutely destroyed my childhood. This film.
Yes.
Anyway, Beat. Since we mentioned the bad guy,
Uh-huh.
if he can go into bodies and he was bullied in his previous life.
Was he bullied? We don't know that. You're putting that
I
into
think
the
that was
film.
mentioned.
What?
I think he was bullied or something like that.
No.
He just wanted control. So if he can go into people's bodies, why didn't he just go into like the presidents?
And just-
Rather than making the National Guard do like their staying alive dance.
Because when he's in a body, he obviously knows he's...
Is that the joke
That's the joke.
that we missed?
What?
They're doing the staying alive dance. Maybe it's an intelligent joke.
No way, that is not intelligent. I'm staying alive.
That's why they're in that position.
The Bee Gees.
Aye, like staying alive
That
rather
is
than dying.
horrific though.
Maybe that's why they were doing it. Or
Horrendous,
maybe
John.
I'm thinking too much into it, and they
No,
just
it's
thought
exactly right, but it's a shit joke.
maybe they just thought it was a funny. I don't know.
That's what they thought everything was funny. That's why
Okay.
they put it in the film, apparently.
Right, let's rock.
Jesus.
End act beat. We're rolling now.
Slimer's in the film for the trailers alone. Why do they think that Slimer's the linchpin of getting people into seats? Slimer's got a girlfriend, apparently.
I know.
Brilliant.
That's
Dan
in the
Ack-
fun questions later, by the way.
Dan Aykroyd's cameo was even more tragic than Murray's. I ain't afraid no ghost line made me visibly shudder. And him.
what
you
was
could
the crap?
see
When
the
what was
disinterest.
the crap when he's like, I don't go into Chinatown?
He didn't. What? He said
said
that?
something like that. Don't go into
man.
Chinatown.
That's inappropriate 90s, 80s humour.
Christ.
I love it. He didn't even get a chance to sell his goddamn vodka, the Crystal Skull.
By the way, I'll probably plug in,
Yes.
get some of that stuff down, yeah.
Well done, Dan
You got me some of that last Christmas beat, and I drank it in about two or 3 days.
Well, how do you think the podcast got started?
Exactly.
Why have ghosts taken the form of parade floats?
I've got this beat. Discount Marshmallow Man.
Why parade floats?
Oh no, that's not the parade
What?
float.
Why parade floats? Any idea? There were dragons earlier.
There must have been.
Why can't we have
the parade floats must have been in New York at the time.
1940s?
Listen
yeah.
up, there must have been,
The Puff Puff Marshmallow Man was in 1920s America.
They were just there and they got taken over.
Bullshit.
There was a parade going on, and the
Total
ghost
bullshit.
there was a parade going on. They took it over.
Makes no sense to me.
When the burster was a Swiss Army knife.
Next point.
When the burster was a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Loads of ghosts came out.
That's fucking so dumb. You can pop ghosts with a Swiss Army knife?
So why
using-
don't they just use Swiss Army knives?
Why
or
are they
swords?
using these scientifically engineered proton packs when you can physically harm them?
I don't know.
Or is it like the popping the float, which you thought was a real object, and that was just embodied by the ghost?
That's what they did.
That's stupid as hell. What enables weird guy I don't know the name of, the main antagonist, to enlarge his body into a huge Ghostbusters logo at the end? Why does he grow 20 foot?
Who thought that would be a good idea for an end villain?
How does his power grow? Doesn't he already have that power?
You know why? Do you know what I've got written down?
Yeah.
This is what I meant. I got mixed up with the parade float part.
Yeah.
Discount Marshmallow Man. They didn't want to use the Marshmallow Man again.
Yes,
So
but they wanted to use him again
a big
without
white
being...
ghost.
Right. Because
type
that
thing.
worked, again.
There you go.
Dumb as hell.
Then I've got like this films kill my childhood again.
And then the end, yeah, something happens. Why have they got white hair?
How did they kill him?
Why have they got white hair?
How did they kill him?
I don't even know. I was like getting really angry at this point.
They pull him into like a different dimension.
What a crock of shit. How? The ghost dimension?
Something like that. And the Kristen Wiig dives in to go and get Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
Or is it the other way around?
No, that's it. She goes in with a fish hook.
Yeah.
What?
And then they come out with white hair.
Why'd they come out white hair?
I don't know. Fans, if you can answer this, because me and Beat were looking at each other, what has that got to do with the film? Because I think it's just another joke about women dyeing their hair, which if anything, that's more disrespectful to women.
Because stereotyping them.
Huh?
I guess. Be my guess.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I really don't. Right, so basically I can't explain the plot. Something happened. They went into a mannequin place. It was a CGI mannequin. Got me hopes up. I thought they were going to do practical people in mannequin
That was
suits.
like the second act?
Yep. There's shit jokes everywhere. There's literally every joke does not land. Wonton soup joke 15 times.
There's one joke I absolutely hated at the end.
They end up in the middle of New York. There's loads of ghosts. There you go. The win in the end. Shit.
They have a massive fight off. She pulls out two double... The hero, Holtzman,
Yes.
who we know the name of, pulls out the two double pistols.
Pulls out two pistols.
And just starts shooting everything.
It's the most embarrassing scene I've ever seen filmed. She's doing flips.
Oh, it's got the slow...
Fall Out
It's got
Boy.
the slow...
Oh my god. Right, so main point. Not one serious piece of dialogue in the whole film. Not one serious piece of
I
dialogue.
don't think there was.
No, everything's like a joke. Everything's like...
Like a fart joke at the end.
Oh, every line, you can't say something
Or the
without...
dancing, or the doing this, or the falling over, the bum.
I should have took up...
The bum
I should have worked out more when I was alive.
There was 4 jokes about that Chinese soup.
Right, is it the fact we were exposed to British comedy and humour? We have markers such as...
No, that's not a fact, because it's got internationally absolutely hammered. It's got the most dislikes on... The trailer's got the most dislikes ever on a YouTube trailer.
Right. Up until Call of Duty came out.
Maybe. I don't know, I haven't seen that.
All I'm saying
this
is...
This was when it came out, 2016, July.
We grew,
July the 9th, 2016.
We grew up with Tommy Cooper, right? Tommy Cooper as a benchmark. Life of Brian as a benchmark for comedy. South Park, I know it's fart and spewing, but it is quite intelligent in its satire of current events.
Peep Show, which we've mentioned earlier.
Peep Show,
one of our favourite comedies.
is seriously, that is
Rick and Morty, the Americans can do a beat.
They can do that. Ghostbusters, John, they can do comedy as well. So, I don't know. I just think it's total shit humour. And I'm not saying it's because of the women. I just think it's because of the bad comedians. Or maybe other bad comedians.
Yeah.
I think I like Kristen Wiig, but I just think everyone else is total shit. I like Leslie Jones as well. I think McCarthy and McKinnon are absolute trash.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, I thought Kit McGinn was alright.
I think Leslie Jones is a bit shouty.
Stereotypical?
Yeah. But that's it. There's the review done. Get me out of here.
Get us out of here, people. I'll hit you one with the last one before going to ratings. My most hated line in the film. Maybe I'm looking into it too much.
Yeah.
I think you said I was when you were watching the film. is when Sigourney Weaver turns up
Oh my god.
for a little cameo at the end. And she says she's obviously Holtzman's mentor.
Yes.
I don't think if you had that Sigourney Weaver character as your mentor, you wouldn't be that crazy. But I don't know. I'm not going into too much. This Holtzman says to her after she's getting on about the safety conditions of the new place. She says,
This is the most we've given any area.
safety lights are for dudes.
Right.
Right. So, how come, if you're a man, right, and you criticise this film, you're a misogynist?
Right.
But then this film is not equal on par. This film, for me, I'm not bothered about it being a female cast. Does not bother me. I was actually looking forward to a little bit different, standing alone from the original film, okay?
Right.
But we've got queef jokes in there. We've got random other hair jokes and dyeing your hair.
Right.
And then we've got safety lights are for dudes. They've got to realise that the fan base of Ghostbusters isn't all women.
Right.
So they've got to be fair on both sides.
Alright, the way I see it is...
What do you do you think I'm looking into too much there? Because,
Yes.
right, I think this film's a chick flick.
But personally, right?
I think this film's a chick flick. I honestly do.
Were you offended by that line?
Was
Really?
I offended by it?
I think it just
Yes.
like ducks off. Like
Yeah.
really didn't offend us at all.
So right, he's the one for you.
I'm not.
B.
I wasn't bothered.
He's
at
the
all.
one for you, B.
I think we should
In the
live.
original-
Can I just say something? I think we should live in a world, right, where we can make jokes about each other's sexes.
That's fair. But what would have happened
I
now
understand.
in 2016
Right.
if there was a film, say the shoe was on the other foot,
Yes.
and it was a all cast of male characters,
Uh-huh.
and one of the male characters went, "Ha, safety lights are for women."
But that's been done through film for like 90 years.
Would that line be held under scrutiny?
Yes, it would.
But it's okay.
No, it wouldn't.
But it's okay.
Oh no, it would. It would nowadays.
Would it be scrutinised saying
Yes.
safety lights are for women?
Yes, it would.
It would be hauled over the fucking coals.
Yes.
So how is it okay for them to say
It
that at
would
the
have been
end?
hauled over the fucking coals. Well, it's not.
How is it okay for those actors to say that then and it not be shoe on the other foot type of thing? You know what I mean?
In my ideal world, it is. But in this current world of SJWs and pent-up arseholes, it's not. So if they want to live by them rules, we've got to be scrutinising everything.
Equal.
We shouldn't
But then,
scrutinise everything,
then
though.
if there is a feminist listening,
Yes.
she'll come back and say it's a man's world and females have been hammered throughout time over the last 20 years.
Acceptable.
Well, probably
I'm,
throughout time.
I mean, I'm a liberal feminist,
So-
I guess.
So it's about them getting their own back.
I'm a liberal feminist.
I am
which
as well.
is equality between the sexes.
That's all we want, equality. And I think there is
I'm
problems.
not a radical
I
feminist.
think there is problems, by the way, of like women in the workplace and stuff like that.
The probably is.
I think it does need addressing.
But
And I'm over the moon to see.
if you say that we're heading in the wrong direction, would that be a lie? Are we heading in the wrong direction
don't
of looking for equality?
No, I don't think
I think
we
we've
are.
been getting better and better and better and better. If you look back at the 1940s, it was a fucking mess. We look at the
We're not-
suffragettes.
we're not-
We're getting
right.
better, in my opinion.
But we'll go into ratings now. Go
Right,
straight
we're
into
getting
ratings,
real
okay?
fucking out there.
Let's be quick then. We'll answer some fun questions.
Okay.
Then we're getting off it.
Okay.
The last one was a bit long. We're going to try and keep this down to an hour.
Right.
For my rating, I'm going to hit you straight away. I'm going to give it 3 out of 10.
Right.
3 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
I think there wasn't much I liked about it. I kind of like the way the ghosts were.
Did you?
I laughed a couple of times,
It was
but
a
it's,
mess at the
it's
end,
silly
CGI.
jokes. I didn't like that in it. I don't think the cast was good. I kind of liked Holtzman, Kate McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
In my point, I kind of thought that she looked like she was trying.
She was trash.
You think that this is my point B? You can go into yours after. I think the others looked like they were reading off lines. I thought the Holtzman character tried to make it her own a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, didn't know really what the plot was getting at. Didn't really buy into the... I wasn't bothered when they beat the main villain. And really, it destroyed my childhood, so I'm going to give it 3 out of 10.
Brilliant.
There you go.
Simple for me.
But I will say, B, tag something on the end. It's very easy for us to be criticised as males hammering this film. But what I will say is, one of my favourite films I've seen this year is Wonder Woman. and I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And that had a female director and had Gal Gadot in the lead role.
Gal Gadot, Patty Jenkins. Is it Patty Jenkins?
Patty Jenkins director, yes. Beat
Solid.
one of my favourite films of the year. Right? Done totally right. Badass woman in a lead role. Sigourney Weaver. Terminator 2 as well.
Linda Hamilton.
Uma
Thurman.
So you can't get onto us about not liking films. This was just a poor film.
It was.
It was a really poor film, and it annoyed us about it.
In my opinion, I'm going to give it a bit of a better rating than you.
Oh yeah,
2 out of 10.
I was going to say I thought when I thought you were going to go with 4 out of 10. That's not.
Kate McKinnon can suck up a goddamn fat dick.
Right, but I don't think you can say that.
Well, I'd tell anybody I don't like to suck a fat dick, so
Okay.
I'm not prejudiced there against one sex or the other.
Can you say that, Pete, or not?
Keanu Reeves can suck a fat dick in The Matrix Revolution.
I tell you who can suck a fat dick? Chris Hemsworth.
He can
and
suck a fat dick.
Paul Feig.
He can suck a fat dick.
I think
Although
he does suck fat dick.
I think he's actually homosexual, so is that offensive? Maybe, but I didn't know that at the time I made the joke. Telling you to suck a fat dick is not a... why am I even going to explain that? Right.
Moving on, Pete.
2 out of 10.
Yep.
Didn't like Kate McKinnon. Didn't like Melissa McCarthy.
Okay.
Maybe it's my subjective take on humour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hard to please, real hard to please when it comes to comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Kristen Wiig for some reason. And I think Leslie Jones is okay. But, in the end, what a fucking trash film. I didn't like the characters at all, really. You need to connect with your characters, not just on the fact they're a different sex, but in emotional, subconscious shit. I don't know what I'm doing down about anymore.
Yep.
I didn't identify the main villain either. I don't know what his name is. I don't know what his motivations are. I want Ghost to be in Ghostland. That's not a good motivation. Charles Dance is in it. That gives it 1 point. And the boobs on a ghost joke gives it 1 over. That Fallout Boy recreation of the Ghostbusters theme is the worst shit I've ever heard. And every cameo from the previous cast felt like it was a funeral. Ernie Hudson is the best part of this film.
Ernie Hudson at the end.
He turns out to be
Unreal.
Leslie Jones's uncle.
Can I just ask something, Pete, as well?
Yes.
Do you know when he lends them the hearse?
Yes.
And they're rigging up into a Ghostbusters fucking car?
Yes.
He wanted the hearse back?
Well, that got completely ruined, but then they brought the exact same car back in the final moments of the film.
Aye.
What a crock
And then
of
it got
shit.
sucked in the hole, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because Slime was driving it with his lass, and it was like the party bus.
Oh my god!
Fake taxi out.
Slimer got slimed out.
Anyway, right, okay. Should we go into some fun questions, babe?
Yes.
Okay, babe, straight away. I'll get you one. It's a question from me to you. What happened to not being able to cross beams?
Well, made that point. It's not It's not established in this universe, so that doesn't matter. You can't think that way. Just because it's a reboot, that doesn't necessarily mean they're doing the same rules.
Right.
Okay? But it's still, that's an interesting plot point.
Because, and also, in the first one, do you know when they had to clear the room
Yes.
to be able to fight the ghost?
You're also shitting your pants every time you think they're going to cross lines.
It adds tension. Fought the ghost in a rock concert.
Yes. Wouldn't it add
what
tension?
happens if one of them hit someone?
Wouldn't it add tension if you knew that the nuclear explosive risks if they touch lines?
Yeah, but if you hit someone with one of them,
yes,
I'm sure they just burst. I'm sure you just kill someone.
Right.
Straight away.
Right.
Anyway, okay, right, we've got a question from @Bosk Bounty Hunter AB.
Okay.
Not that I am assuming you guys won't like the movie, but what aspect of the movie did you dislike the most?
Kate McKinnon.
You say Kate McKinnon?
Is that her name?
Yes, I
Blonde hair.
kind of liked her.
Right. Trash. Don't like her.
My worst part of the film was a female cast.
Yes, me too. I'm sick of them, John. Sick of them.
All of it? Bosk? I think my worst part of the film was that it destroyed my childhood because I hold the old one in such high esteem.
Right.
There you go. Moving on.
For me, Bosk, to see Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray in that sort of state, I've never seen them like it.
That's a good point.
They were really looked like they were depressed. Mm-hmm. It saddened us. It really did. That was it.
Right. So, friend of the podcast, Raza Yub.
Come on, Raza.
Raza says,
Crass, Raza.
Was that Chinese soup thing meant to be funny?
Was any joke in the film meant to be funny?
Apparently so.
Apparently, when you get a good joke, like Paul Feig probably loved that joke. I bet he's like
I
twisting
really,
his little bed.
I really dislike him as a director. You know.
He fucked it all, didn't he?
What films has he done well? Bridesmaids.
I don't even know. Did he make Bride?
I think he made Bridesmaids, didn't he?
Speaks millions of words that don't need to be
He'd have done other
heard.
stuff as well, but I don't like the fact that, honestly, I'm going to meta tag this. It's like you going to work as a plumber and, well, no, it's not really, but wearing
Why are you so bothered about the suit?
Because it's uncomfortable. He must be uncomfortable all the way
Yeah, but he
through.
likes looking good. If you had that money, I'd probably wear a suit all the time.
Like, if I'm a director, I'm sweating my block off, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt all the time.
Okay.
Do
So
you know
you're
what I mean?
saying what you wear to a film set determines what kind of person you are?
He looks cool. I
If I turned up in joggers, would you enjoy me more?
all I'm saying is Peter Jackson's in a goddamn fishing jacket,
Right.
khakis,
Yeah.
and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because he knows he knows he's going to work.
Functional.
He knows
fashion.
he's going to work.
Yes.
This guy's dressed like that to look good.
Right. I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, good point.
It's a little thing that pisses off. Raz has also thrown another one in, beat. How does Slimer slam his lass? Where did he get the lass from?
He loves food.
He's got hands and he's got fingers,
So
mate.
the way
That's
I
all
say
I'm going to
this,
say.
he loves food, doesn't he? He always eats.
Mm-hmm.
He ate a Savoy sausage and just he pokes one out.
Popped it out.
He popped it out on the front of his body.
Oh my god. Final question, Pete.
Right.
The legend that is Bing at Jammy Nem.
Bring it home, Bing.
I've missed the questions, but I guess it doesn't matter about the timing. Actually, Bing, well, that's second last night. You haven't missed the questions, you made it. My question is, why?
That's his question.
Just why?
Why?
I'm
Money?
guessing why reboot it like that? And
Money?
Think that was
Why get the fucking... Because
what?
apparently...
What did you think was the Suits' idea when they put Paul Feig in charge and made a total reboot?
I get the feeling, and this is going to sound
Would
weird
it
because
not
I'm using the word...
would it not have been a cooler film, Beat? If you'd used Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd in like a mentor role, and they're having to bring through another group. Now it might not all be men, but having to make sure like 2 men, 2 women.
Yeah.
Just a group of people. Maybe the sons and daughters. Maybe they've come into it. Maybe there's a little bit of a film about them not wanting to be Ghostbusters, but then they've got to be to save the city. I've come up with a better story already. Do you know what I mean? There you go.
Can I answer your question? Suits saw Bridesmaids 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has Bridesmaids 2 been made?
I don't know.
They were like, Bridesmaids was successful. We need to make another Bridesmaids. Let's get the director to make another Bridesmaids. And let's get the fucking licensing of Ghostbusters and slap that all together. We've got the Ghostbusters family coming into it. We've got the Bridesmaids community who's all loves that shit. Did that do well, Bridesmaids?
Very well.
And then bingo, they're like, that's a match made in heaven, that'll work. Makes money. Simple as that.
Would you like a reboot, Beat?
No,
Another reboot
no,
of a
I
reboot?
really don't. I can't think of actors funnier than Bill Murray to portray them. They'd probably reboot it and get James Franco in.
James Franco in his lot.
What a load of shit that would be as well.
Yeah, it would as well. Although I'm looking forward to going to see The Disaster Artist.
I mean, that...
I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So, you can't get anyone better than Bill Murray. You can't surpass Bill Murray. Don't make another film. Simple as that. Goodbye, people.
Beat, that wraps us up. Obviously, the plugs. Follow us on Twitter at Talking Crass, SoundCloud Talking Crass. Leave us that sweet 5-star review on iTunes. Would really appreciate that.
Got ya.
Beat, wait there. What the hell's that behind you?
I would like to rear up and jackknife my legs and kick you both in the fucking jaw with my foot bone.
Ah!